And g'day everybody, welcome to another stream. Different part of the world this time. We're actually in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and looks like the weather's not the best. Just noticing here that it's looking very misty. Don't think it's any actual. The rain's actually falling. There's nothing here yet in the windscreen. Oh yes, it's starting. Well, it should be showing that, so what I might do very quickly and go back and have a look at our configuration and realism. Yeah, everything's right there. Visual effects, ski. So we should be seeing the rain. Anyway, doesn't matter. Thought it would be showing on the windscreen. I'm getting a bit of flickering here. I don't know what that's from. I'm not. This is a 2K version of the Zibo, not the 4. Maybe that's got something to do with it. Just slipping outside there again. The livery today, pardon me, is China Southern Airways, and we're going to be flying up to Cambodia and to Phnom Penh, which is the capital of Cambodia. Cambodia's history hasn't been good over the past 50 or so years. There was a gentleman, well, not a gentleman, but a fellow by the name of Pol Pot who was responsible for the death of quite, I think, millions of people. But over the last few years, it's settled down, and you don't hear much news of trouble coming out of there. And I'd say the country has obviously been built up since that all that trouble. Although I believe it's still probably pretty close to a third world country. And again, we've got this is the freeway airport. Just go up again. And of course Kuala Lumpur Airport, which is Whiskey Mike Kilo Kilo. It's very, very a large airport. I've just noticed even over here we've got gates all over the place. And I did notice earlier they're probably not so easy to see, but over there we've got some static aircraft, and that's AirAsia. Obviously they occupy all the gates over that part. From what I read up just recently, was it AirAsia? I think it's AirAsia. They're Airbus's biggest customer of the A320. Huge number of aircraft they've purchased and ordered over a period of time. Anyway, let's get on to what we're supposed to be doing, and first thing we're going to do, of course, is get the GPU up, turn our batteries on here, and I might see if we can get a little bit more sound up. I'll get rid of my music over here. Okay, so that's both batteries on, and GPU power in. Let's do our alignment, and that'll be 5 minutes ready. I'm going to put on my window heat, particularly with this sort of weather around. Turn that over to ground power, and we'll make our position light on. Nothing else needs to be touched here. Won't worry about anything here just yet. We'll go down to here. I'm going to move him out of the way. Alright, may as well get stuck into the FMC. And might just have a quick look at our cars. Get our ATIS already. Geo, how are you? Thanks for dropping in, mate. And of course what I've got to do is put in the airport, haven't I? Send off our message, our request. So Gio, you're going to be flying later tonight, my time? Should have joined me on this flight. Okay, come on guys, hurry up. Well, I did hit the send button, didn't I? I'll try that again. Ah, finally, here we go. What have we got here? Oh, that's all I need, isn't it? 260 degrees. 11 knots and gusting. 2-3 knots. And we've got a few clouds at 1,700, etc. We're 28 degrees, 26 dew point. QNH, that's what we want. 1008. She who must be obeyed, mate. I got my doors closed, so I'm right for the moment. Okay, let's get back to where we should be. FMC over there. Okay, position in it. That's our reference airport. And the next page, that one there. Previous, go back here. And next thing should be the route. Or you guys in America say, the route. Our destination for Phnom Penh is Victor, Delta, Papa. Now, SimBrief, of course, have given me a company route that I can use, so I'm going to use it. Got it. Now, flight number, the call sign for China Southern is, where are we? Charlie, Sierra, November, and we've got 120 as our flight number. Call signs actually is China Southern. Okay, execute that. Perfect. And now we've got to do all the hard work. Fuel and balance, payload. Alright, I'm not going to fill in all these passengers and numbers and things like that. Don't worry about the weights when we get everything in. These are all our different layouts. Go back to where we should be. Okay, payload, care of SimBrief. Wrong page. Back one more. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? Well, let's put the fuel in first. Okay, the block fuel is 20631. Enter that, alright. And why can't, what, oh. Oh, I see. Down here, right? I should know this because Dimitri gave me a nice PDF file on how this all works, but I read it right through and I understood everything, but I've forgotten it again. Okay, so what are we after? Payload, which is 30000. So looking at our weights now, zero fuel weights 125. Yeah, I got from SimBrief is 124787, pretty close. Takeoff weight is 144918. I'm going to go with those figures. Okay, so go back here again, performance takeoff. What I'll do first, though, I'm going to get the fuel loaded. So ground, fuel truck. If we look outside, he should be in there somewhere. There he is. That's Geo. Alright, so we should then, when we have a look at here, we should see that the fuel should start to be loading, counting down. Not going to take long, actually. Okay, let's go back to the next page and leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone. No, that wasn't what I was after. Performance takeoff. Airport, runway we don't know quite yet. Optimum, maximum, flaps 5 will be there. The air conditioned, auto conditioned. Nah, it's wet. Now the wind was 19 knots. All right. Why is that an error? Oh, hang on. I think again I should have read that PDF a bit better. If I remember right, it's got to be wind direction and temperature. So not temperature. Wind direction and the speed. Let's see if I get this right. 2360 slash 11. Ah, got it. Outside temperature. Okay, I should have taken note of that, but it'll be here, won't it? 28 degrees. And our QNH 1008. Takeoff weight. Do I have to enter that? Alright, I will. 144918. Beauty. Centre of gravity I'll get after I put it in. Okay, let's just go back here, and while this is all being handled, I don't think our fuel's in yet. It's getting there. Okay, let's just go back and start looking at what runway we're going to be taking. And to do that, back again. Over to here, Abbey tab, airport. Airport, please. Thank you. And it was Whiskey Mike Kilo. Like I say, one big airport, Kuala Lumpur. Not as big as Singapore, and doesn't have as many as much traffic, but still a fair bit. Now this has gone to 101010, and it's just to make life hard for me. And it's 310 at 4 knots, so who's telling the truth? Okay, I'm gonna lose any sleep over that. Well, while we're loading that, and we can have a, where am I going? That's my keys aren't working all of a sudden. There they go. I'll just flick up the legs and we've got this P-boss as our first waypoint. So that's what we've got to keep in mind. And let's have a look at the departures. And do we see any P-bosses around? Usually I've got to look 10 times before I see one. There's one. There's another. And here's another. And here's another. And another. So which one do we take? We're going to be heading up towards the north. I know that Simbrief said runway 23, so I might just duck back and just have a quick look here. Here's our, God, look at this, 59 lines. Wow. Look at this, 59 lines of work, taxi routes, and holy cow. I moved, there we go. One Seoul airport there by itself. So, here I am. Simbrief says 32 right, very conveniently, nice and close to us. And our wind direction was, what is it, 260 degrees, which is this way. Yeah, pretty well that way. Well, that means that any one of these runways would have to be used. So we'll still use this one, but it means we're going to get a bit of a nice 11 knot crosswind when we take off. But and these gusts at 23 maybe. Okay. So 2-3 right. Let's go back and see what we can find with P-boss. There it is up there. So it looks like straight out and up to the right. Not quite sure if that's the right one. That looks like it's coming off one of the, oh no, that's not the arrival, that should be departure. Oh no, there's the arrow pointing that way. So that's really for whatever that airport, that runway is there. So technically that's not the right one, which is 23B. So we'll go and have a look for one that does look a lot better. Oh, I have dragged this all the way up. So we know 23B, which was that one. I did I take A? There we go. That's the run out from 2-3 right and then up to P-boss. Okay, so that gives us an idea of what we're going to be doing. Up this way, swing over to the right fairly quickly at the end of the runway, and then that's 341 degrees, then over 050 and up to P-boss. Okay, so we finished with this. I think we are. Let's see how the fuel's going. It's already, it's vacant there, so it's all in. So what I can do now is go back down here and get back over to what we should be doing. And that is on the menu, over to that, and it's the performance. So we can enter that. And zero fuel rate there, 125, and that's, yep, that's what I've got close enough from Simbrief. The reserves for this flight are going to be 2. Cost index is 1313, that's a lucky number. Flight level 350, execute. And our cruise winds is it's a 130/019, and the outside temperature at the top of climb is -43. Right, transition altitude we make a note of is 11,000. Always like to make notes. So we can go over to N1 limit, and we can derate. Let's see, we derate at 45. It gives us down to a reduction down to 96%. And take off. We're going to do flaps 5, of course. Now here's our centre of gravity, 27.8, and our trim is 450. Let's just check down. I'll try that again. 450. That's about it. Okay, I'll fill the V1s, the V speeds in right now. So let's not forget our centre of gravity 27.8. So let's see if I can fill that in. No, back here, isn't it? It's up. Where are we? It's here. Yeah, can we do it? 27.8. Oh, enter. There we go. Now the runway was 28 right, wasn't it? 32 right. There it is. We're putting it down as wet. I think it's not looking too good out there. Just another quick check, look around. Yeah, pretty drizzly looking look about it. Yep, we'll leave it at wet. Alright, now before I forget, we'll go up and put our V speed in there at 138. And also I'm going to, not that one and that one. And I'll come back and fill in the altitudes and headings in a minute, because we've got to go and do our departures now. Alright, so 32 right, and it was P-pop. Let's hope we can find him. There he is. Execute. Oh, have I? Insufficient fuel? Oh, let's have a look at the legs first. Sometimes you get these strange discos. Insufficient fuel? Well, that's a bit odd. What'll I do? Okay. Let's just. Now, can I add any more right now? My fuel 20631, and that's exactly what I got. Can I change that and make it say 25631? That's going to change things, isn't it? 2062. Insufficient fuel. I got all my figures there. Payload is right according to Simbrief. What do I do? Do I add some more? Let's say bump that up to 21 and see what happens. and now I've got to reload it again. So that's same with the actual. Yeah, that was it. Okay, let's just go back to home and see whether we can add some more. Oh, it's still adding. Must have done that automatically. So we should, yep. No, there's nobody there. I think I've got to hit that, haven't I? No, of course. And Geo's back again. Loading up. Yeah, that's a bit odd. Never had that happen to me before with SimBrief figures, but I suppose what I should do is go back and check to make sure that our takeoff figures are going to be right. I'm going to have to change this. This I don't like. So this is the gross weight. So we're going to, do we change our gross weight now? Because we're putting more fuel in, aren't we? Takeoff weight, has that changed now? To 145544. I'm just making a note of that. And the zero fuel rate is 125043. That hasn't changed. Okay, let's go back again to here. And what have we got? Gross here. 1455. It's gone up. It's even gone up. You know what? I'm just gonna go with what I got and see what happens. But it didn't make sense to me. All right, let's delay this too much as it is. So next thing for me to do is to, well, let's start getting some passengers on board. Let's get our APU going. I'm going to put my yaw damper on. What else? Get the packs on, ready for the passengers. That's up to flight level 350. So I'm definitely going to have to learn how to, if I get an insufficient fuel notification, I'm certainly going to have to do something, learn how to fix that. I must admit, I've never had it with the Zibo unless I had a problem with Disco. Very odd.
Guys, the wheel's on board.
Okay, Alan, we'll get everybody seated, eh? Come on, go down. Doesn't want it. Well, what am I doing? Put my glasses on and now I can see what I'm doing. Yeah. Well, let's, while we're here, look at that. Got a fair bit in the centre tank. And yeah. Okay, we've got our APU working for us. Let's get our bleed on. We've got the packs on. After caution can come off. Ground surface, we can disconnect that little fellow, and we can turn that off. That goes over to APU, and it goes over to none of them. Your damper's on. Okay, passengers are really finished with. Let's have a look outside. Oh, I'll just double check. Yeah, the fuel is in. It's in. What I'm going to do now is clear off everybody out here, doing all the loading. If they haven't finished by now, it's all too late. Okay, drive them all away. All of them are going. Close everything up. Should be able to close everything. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. This guy doesn't want to clear off though for some reason. What's his is it stuck in the door? Oh, there he goes, finally. Don't know what all these buses are doing here. Running through all the traffic. Let's say I go up here and hide them all. How's that? Okay. I should have loaded up the cargo here, but all too late. Habitat Airport. Where are you? There we go. So runway 32 right. Not quite sure what this is here at the back, but can we go back and then travel down here along? It looks like Bravo. Bravo all the way. No, that's too far. Now I've got a little way to go here, Bravo, and go straight over there. Okay, so I don't forget, at 326 is our heading. Altitude 10 at this stage. Now I'm not on ATC, because if you look at my frame rates with the Zibo, it's 2.3 now. It's too close. If I drop below 20, it's going to kick me off. So until such time as I hope Vulcan gives me a bit of a boost, my system just has a lot of problems with the Zibo. Right, next thing, let's get our pushback. We have a good look here now to see which way we can go. I'm thinking this way.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
I'm ready.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
So, did I set the QNH? Well, I go by that original one. It was a 1008. hectopascals. I'll leave that on 2000. I should have run through the modes, but there they are. All the way up to
Okay,
Phnom Penh.
all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
So down the runway and almost straight away we will turn to the slight turn to the right. Everything here looks good. Flight directors are now on. We set our altitude, our heading. We've got our V1 speed. Right, nearly ready to go.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
And we got the average going back. Works quite well here at Kuala Lumpur. Okay, make sure the packs are off. Whoop, wrong way. Okay. Everything okay? Should have had our anti-collision light on. Okay, N2's rising. "23, 24, 25. Up you go, all the way. Interior sound. Should either click. Bingo. Left engine N2's rising. Any speed restrictions here? Yep. 2,500 and above. You got intercept. Alright, 25. Up you go. Come on. Click, click, click. Thank you.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Alright, hang on a minute.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Looks like we're facing the right way, so take this way out here. We can do the first turn along the Bravo taxiway, and it looks like that's hotel all the way out there to Bravo 10, 12, and then
Tow
over
is
to
disconnected
Alpha 10.
and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Okay, quick check of our controls. All the way right, all the way forward, all the way back. Let's have a look outside. elevators. Okay. Okay, let's just check out steering. Center that. Clock can come on. Turn that strobe on in a minute. Here we go. Make sure my pedals are working. Yep, they are. A little bit slow to react. First one on the right we're going to take. Now I think it's this one up here. Go up and have a bit of a closer look. I know we can go to the end one. But okay, that's all right. Whoops. Look out. Let's get that strobe on, eh? I don't wander off again. I'm pretty certain this is it here. Let's go anyway. Got a nice long runway.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
Approaching 3, 2, right.
So we're ready to go. I'll just do
On runway 3, 2, right.
I'll just do a little bit of a rolling start. End one's up to 50%. Got to fix my views. Oh, we are getting some rain. Okay, here we go. Toga. Straighten her up. Get over on that centre line. I am getting a bit of a
80 knots. 80 knots.
check. Yeah, I am getting some side wind, bit of a crosswind there.
V1.
Rotate.
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 V2.
Whoa.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Positive rate. Gear up.
What's it?
400.
Gear down.
What? I've got this head shape.
1,000.
Check. I'm going to have to get rid of that. My gear's up. Yeah. I've got that head tilt thing going. I'm not used to it in the LUA scripts. I might turn that off. Ooh, we better get our flaps up. Yeah, look at it. Okay, let's get our LNAV on, our autopilot and VNAV. Surely that's not gusting. That's just my head movement. I hope. Surely it can't be gusting. Holy cow. Now, let's have a look. No, it's only 15 knots of wind. Yeah, that looks weird, doesn't it? Yeah, she's moving around. Yeah. Wow. I should have had active sky on that, probably would have been a bit better. Well, it's following the course all right. And our transition height was 11,000. Flaps should be all the way up. Let's tidy things up here a bit. Those rotation buoys you had before, I put in a LUA script for the rotate MD80 in LUA, and it's calling out in this one as well. They're climbing up anyway. Is it smoothing out a bit? Seems to be a lot better now. Should be, is it off at 10,000 feet, is it? Yep. Okay, let's take it all the way up to 350.
Passing 10,000 feet in the climb. Landing lights off. Clear for speed above 250 knots.
Oh, thank you very much, whoever you are. Well, the lights are off now. Someone did this guy turn them off.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruise altitude, for your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience unexpected rough air.
Well, that's what it could have been
Also
before.
remember to use caution when opening overhead bins, as items may have shifted during the flight. We've now reached an altitude where it is safe to use approved electronic devices. Please be reminded that FIDA regulations prohibit the use of cellular network services during the flight. After the meal service, duty-free sales will begin. The catalog in your seat pocket describes the merchandise available today.
You tell them. And it seems to be quieting down now. I thought that was with that LUA script that I've got in. Show you what I mean. So here, V-speed call-outs, V-speed call-outs, V-speed call-outs. So really, I don't really need those with Zibo. So I'll turn them off one at a time. I think that's how you do it. Not that I'm going to be using V-speeds for the rest of the flight. Reload all scripts, okay. Must be an easier way to turn all these off. Enable the base to stop the LUA engine, which I don't want to do that, but so that's all those ones. Now the other one I put in was this one. Where is it? That one. Enable head shake. Enable the touchdown effect. Maybe that one shouldn't be on. Enable ground roll vibrations. Piston engine vibrations. Enable the level head effect. Oh, see what it's doing now? So if I click that off, so I was getting the level head effect with the buffeting. Wow. Yeah, we should be right. That's better. Really, I must admit that had me worried for a minute. I wondered what was going on. So, top of climb in 80. Now, for some reason, the overlay at the top is not working properly, and I think it's because I didn't activate it. See what happens. There it is there. Okay. Okay, now it's working. I'm going to bring over my little nav map. And that's our route. So we're crossing over Malaysia. Obviously following some VORs. We're crossing over, not quite sure, is this all part of the South China Sea? So we've got Bangkok up there, we've got Ho Chi Minh City down here, Vietnam. These are people online at the moment, and we'll be heading into Phnom Penh. Type of descent's going to be about there. It's not a bad program if you want to do sort of flight following, and it'll even allow you to, those of you who've already got it will know what I mean, but you can go in here and get all your airport information. Got to leave that there though. For example, it's 40 feet elevation. Transition altitude is 10, which I'm going to make a note of. What have we got? And there's some weather details from either the XB11 METAR station, active sky, which isn't on at the moment, then the NOAA, and then VATSIM itself. And if you look at the QNHs, the NOAA and the VATSIM one seem to match at 1004. XB11 station METAR is 105, which is close, but active sky is out by quite a bit. And then we've got all our VORs, etc. for Phnom Penh, frequencies, the elevation, all that. And over here, there's our VOR for Phnom Penh. If we want to do a VOR approach, and 11430, and you'll get all the information here you want. There we go. Type, region, frequency, magnetic declination, all that. Now there's your range, 40 nautical miles. There's your Morse code. Now, according to SimBrief, runway 23 is going to be the likely one, and that's shows the ILS feather. I would imagine 05. You can actually get up your information for the. I'll just do this. And it shows the information here, but it won't appear on my screen here. It comes over to here. So you get all your procedures, gives you your RNAV, there it is, RNAV 05, and ILS runway 23, all the information's there. I'll just take him back over here. Okay. So, flight level 290. Problems with this. My little nav map's just doing some strange things. sorted out. That's better. I've got to bring him back across over to the other side, to my other screen. Okay. Yeah, let's have a look at our outside temperature, eh? Minus 90 and 20, because we had some rain around. I'm going to flick on some anti-ice. Alright, happy with that. Let's have a look outside. Just about up cruising higher level. And once we get there, and there we are. Let's have a look and see what our progress page says. 350 nautical miles to top of descent. This fuel quantity thing's just got me beat. I don't know what happened there. The wind at 146 and 27 knots, is that right? There it is. Ground speed 457. All our barometers are set. I know what I should have done. TARA on. Fuel. Now that's because maybe it's empty. Let's have a look. Yep, okay, it's alright. So we turn off the center fuel pumps and that warning should have gone, which it has. I reckon I've got sufficient fuel. At least I hope I do. Okay, we can, we don't need this anymore, this anymore, this anymore. We can put in our destination, which is Victor Delta Papa Phnom Penh, 40 feet, as we saw on Little Nav map. Here's our weather update. QNH 1009. And we've got very quiet conditions by the look of it. Variable winds at 2 knots. In other words, if ATC were on, they could vector you to either one. So let's just have a look. Now, airport. Parking stand, airport information should be there. I'll turn that down a bit. Just a single runway, as we saw earlier. Here's your elevation, 40 feet. Usually you've got your transition altitude should be probably staring me in the face. It might be on the approach if it's not here. There's that VOR we saw before. We've got 9,008. It's a pretty long runway. Terminals, etc., etc. Aircraft not allowed. No, just. Oh, we've got a displaced threshold at runway 23. There it looks like it there. Okay, next thing is to have a look at our waypoints. Kisan is our last one. Tunpo, Kisan, what have we got before that? Biton. Okay. It doesn't give me much help. But if it's going to be a runway 23, we're going to be doing a downwind approach from there. There's not a lot of them, so we can just have a quick look at them. Here's Kisan. Is Kisan on my list? It was, wasn't it? Kisan. Now I would say that that's for the 05 approach arrival in that way. So that one may not be any good to us. So keep in mind that's 10-2. We'll try the 10, make the 2A, have a look. So here's our Kisan. Here's our runway. I would imagine that that's going to be one of the arrivals here with some transitions. Narat, Vandy, Papa 111, and it looks like maybe up to Taman, and maybe down this way. Okay. So that was 2A. Let's have a look at 2B. No, that's all coming in from the north, so 2B's out of it. 2C, let's see what that one does. My guess is that's coming in from the west. Yep, coming in from the west and the north, and the north. So that's no good. We've got the right one with 10-2A, I'd say. Back to add. No, we don't want departures. We want approaches. ILS 23. We've got, looks like a DME arc here. We've got an omelette. And we've got a Cosda and a Ramaj as the initial IAF there. That's the initial prefix there. Into there. Wants us down to 1,700 feet from 2,000. Omelette. There's another there's the rest of the DME arc from the left hand side. Let's go back and have a look at our 2A to see if we can see the omelette. No, can't see any omelettes around. Yeah, looks like we're doing a slight change in course. Yeah, okay. Well, let's go back down here. And Joe legs. We'll be arriving ILS 23. And here's all our stars. There's a Naret. That's the next one after Kisan, Naret. I'll bet you that's the one. And in fact, Simbrief gave us that one too, so let's have a look. Now there's omelette. We've got a Cosda, a Reba, or an omelette. There's the Cosda. good one, doesn't it? Back again. Gonna go for the Costa. Let's have a look. Whoop. Legs. I bet you that insufficient fuel thing will show up if it's going to happen. We're getting 2 Costas there. That's not good. Why 2 Costas? Not one way to find out. Let's go over to our steps. Let's expand that out a bit and go through our steps, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Up we go, Costa. Ah. Okay, it's Costa and Costa again, never moved. Then it went down to don't know why it's doubled up on it. That's a bit odd. Now this looks like the missed approach. Back down on the downwind and go into a holding pattern here. Let's go back a bit. Yeah, two Costas. This one's at 2,000 above. Pardon me. And the next one is wait, it's gone. Otherwise, it looks good. Let me just sync that heading to 17 degrees. There we go, that's synced. Right. Let's have a look at our VRFA. Wow, that's coming in, isn't it? 30 degrees at 147. Add on 5, it's 152. That's a bit hot. I know what I'll do is I'll put in a 40 degrees for 140. Plus 5, that's 145. Okay, and got our approach reference, but we've got no frequencies in there? Huh. Usually that's where you see them. Glide slope on. Oh. Here's our ILS there, it's our course. I don't know why it does that. Anyway, we know where to get it. Okay, there's our frequency, 1089.7. That's at 226. We know what our airport elevation is. Here's our missed approach. I'll actually be down this way and then back. I like this omelette. So we've got going down to 2000, then down to 1700. That's the missed approach there. Let's have a look. We've got our decision heights. We're C class, so we've got 260 on the Barrow or 223 on the radio. Okay, so what a time is that? Any now for the ILS? G'day George, George's FS Videos. So welcome to the stream. You're new here, that's okay. I welcome anybody. It's I'm in Australia, so my time zone at the moment is 20 past 9, I think. No, sorry, it's 20 past 8 at night. But good too. I'm glad to see you join the stream. Okay, we've got to put our course in now for our landing, and that was 226. And to fill in a bit of time also, I'm going to put in our fixed rings now. So we've got Victor, Delta, Papa, Papa for Phnom Penh. Our first ring will be at 20 nautical miles. Our second one will be at 10 nautical miles and 5 nautical miles. So we're all set. I can't put in the Q&H. I think that, yeah, we can have a look for it. Victor, Delta, Papa, Papa, override that one and send off. Can take a while till we get a result. You can see while we're waiting, you can see my frame rate is below the 20 now, so that's when I would have had trouble with ATC. Just check, is that door closed? Yeah. Okay, there's our 8. This is ready. And it's 1005. There's that variable again at 4 knots. Scattered at looks like 1700 feet. Outside temperature's 37, G is 22, and that QNH 1005. So we've set that in, and our decision height was 260. We can do that now. Well, that's the radio, we want the barrow. To 60. There we go, set nicely. Let's have a look outside. Now let's have a look at our moving map. Okay, home, habitat, map. And by the look of it, with all that blue, we're over the ocean. Which we are. Just keep bringing it out to see how close we are. I've got a fair way to go. It's actually the Gulf of Thailand, not the South China Sea. I think that's over that side. So this is all in Thai and other languages, Cambodian. So I've got to sort of see if I can recognise Phnom Penh. I think it's inland a bit. No, I can't recognise it. Is it up here? Taking a while to draw this time. Come on. I think I'm just guessing here. Yeah, I don't think I'll guess anymore. I hope we're heading in the right direction. But I thought it'd be that way. Oh, I think just the way they skew that aircraft. I think it is travelling that way. Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway. At least we know we're halfway across the Gulf of Thailand. Yeah, it looks like we've about 100 nautical miles to go to top of descent. 133 to be exact. So we'll be dropping down to 260, flight level 260 or 267, then down to 148, and then down another 21 nautical miles down to 9 at Papa 111. We should be just above 6,000 or above. Just go back there, speed will be down 240. Yeah, we've got 161 before we get to Tunpo, by which time, yeah, the speed will be dropping down. We're down to 270 knots at Taman and at 2,000. Costa, it will be down to 187 at 2,000 or below. And here's this Costa again. Don't know what this hold is. I'm just hoping we'll probably jump past that. And then to Romja, 159 at 1,700 feet, and that's our initial approach fix into the ILS. Down to runway 23. So we're on 10 degrees now. We should see ourselves coming in here and following that one, I hope. Maybe not. Although there's the of up 111. We probably could be. I'll just go back down and have a look at that. Oh yeah. Here's our Kassan and Lorette and Vandy. Here, so we should see ourselves coming down here. Then at downwind. Not really. This is really the downwind. We swing over to here. Yeah, frames are a little bit better there on the outside views. 26. As soon as I go inside, it drops down to 20, 21. $232 nautical miles to Phnom Penh. I think the fuel's going to hold out. Yeah, I can't see a problem. Very odd. got a 12 knot tailwind, 137 degrees at 22, no cross track error to worry about. Got a right, is that right crosswind of 18 knots, outside temperature minus 53, is it? Oh, that's the SAT temperature, I believe. And we've been just coming up on an hour into the flight. And all up, I think, if I remember right, sim brief. Yeah, airtime 1 hour and a half. Lock time was 2 hours. Just notice that this is where our alternative airport would have been if we couldn't have landed there. That's a damn long way. It's well into Vietnam. It looks like landing at the old Cam Ranh Bay, which was a US Air Force, was it? US Air Force base during the Vietnam War. Cam Ranh. Vung Tau was where a lot of Australian troops were based, which is just outside of Ho Chi Minh City, which back in those days was Saigon. And this is all your Delta area where there was a lot of activity with Viet Cong. And there's a border here somewhere between Vietnam and Cambodia. And then of course up further north, there's still part of Cambodia, Siem Reap. And up here we should have Laos. And there's Vientiane, which is the capital of Laos. And as we go further north, we get up to Hanoi, North Vietnam, Haiphong Harbour, and we've got Da Nang and Hue. Some major battles there. That was a long time ago now. Our coach should be able to move that out of the way. Okay, about 40, is it? Close to 40. And just confirming with, I'm going to put in the 1700 as our initial approach fix. Just go back and have a look at the drop down there. We could probably get away with 2000. That'd probably pick up the ILS too. But it won't hurt. We can go down to 1700. Yep. should start showing up here soon. Let's have a look. Go back to our legs. We're only, we've still got 74 nautical miles to go to Tunpo, and then another 29 to Kassan, so that's 100 nautical miles, so we're not going to be showing up on that straight away, not for a while anyway. And we should be seeing some land here soon. There it is. Coastline. And while I think about it, anybody who does watch this video or the live stream, just keep in mind that the first live promotional stream for the Simwings project is going to be held 1800 hours Zulu time Sunday, and it'll be a stream hosted by V1 Simulations, and I think it's almost going to be a marathon flight. I think there's quite a few hours involved. I know that WMKK has been promoting this together with others, hoping that if enough people watch it and are prepared to donate some money towards the cause. If you want to find out a lot more about it, just go over to the website on www.simwingssupport.com, and all the details of what it's all about is there. But I've no doubt that some of you already know about it. Okay, we're pretty close now to making a descent. Now we're seeing some coastline down here, some islands. We're getting a little bit of buffeting, are we? Yep, look at that. Let's have a look. We got a bit of a crosswind, but it's only 12 knots. There's probably a little bit of upper atmosphere. It was just as well I didn't turn off the seat belts. I'll leave them on. And we should be descending, and we are. Throttle's coming back. Now we're to reduce our speed down to 240 over the next 32 nautical miles, and it wants drag already, so we'll give it the drag. There's our coastline. Drag and come off. So we should see it start to slow down soon to that 240 knots. Here's our deceleration point there. Now it's a long runway, so our anti-skid, I'm only going to put it on 1. I think that should be, sorry, not our auto brake, I meant. I think position 1 should be enough. Transition height's 10,000. if it doesn't drop down to 240 by there, it's still got quite a way to go, so it may not, the auto throttle may not decide to go down to 240 for a while. Now we're starting to see our fixed rings up here. Here's our green banana to show where we're supposed to be levelling off at, but I believe that that only applies, I think, to what's in here. It was still maintaining 260 odd knots, and now we might see ourselves over here. Anything yet? Nothing yet. I think this does work at habitat. Some do, some don't. But we should be showing up just under Kisan. 20 odd nautical miles. That's all default scenery, so it's nothing spectacular there. I didn't bother to get any ortho tiles. It's not that I fly that particular area that much. So there's our 20 nautical mile fixed ring, there's our 10, and you can see we're going to be going down in this direction, which is the downwind approach arrival. It's all looking sweet. Got a bit of leftover rain here on the windscreen. I wonder whether that will wipe off. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, there we go. Same with that one over there. Okay, that's telling us that our temperature is just on the minus 10, 11, so that means that we can turn off our, when I get to it, our anti-ice. So next level is at 9,020. We're still not coming down in speed much, but when we get to 9, I think you'll see things start happening. She's engine starting to slow down. I can't see I'm going to have any trouble with that fuel. So I don't know what that was all about earlier on with insufficient fuel. Have I got the... no, I haven't. So coming up now on transition altitude very soon, 10,000. Still at 270. Yeah, it's default features here are just acceptable. We've got our notification to go over to our QH. We can do that now. It's picking up some frequency there. That could be the ILS. Now we've got our notification for 240, our bug, and we're coming down to 240. So slowing down a little bit here on the descent. Get our lights on. Already got our seat belts are on. Trust that QNH is right. Now we should be doing this. Should now be the. Let's have a look here too. There we go. Oh, hang on. So we're right on track, and we're about to turn to the right. 037 degrees. So we should go all the way down there and up here and around. That's good. G'day Black Knight, how are you? I just glanced over now. You just caught me on approach. We're flying into Phnom Penh in Cambodia. Never been there before. Flown around Malaysia and Indonesia and Vietnam and up to Japan and all those places, but never into Phnom Penh. There's one thing I did notice preparing this flight, because I don't have any Airbuses. I have flown them before in FSX. In fact, I used to fly them, who was it, Aerosoft, all the time. So, I don't know, I just prefer the Boeing. But what I did find out was that there are very, very few airlines in Asia that have got the Boeings. Everybody seems to have A320s, 321s. There's a few airlines that have the 787, but not a lot of 800s. So that's why I chose China Southern livery for this flight. Okay, there's our VIX ring, that's a 20. There's a 10, so we're going to be going up here. And we'll see whether that Costa, double Costa, I think it's just one of those things that happens where it doubles up and just, hopefully it'll just ignore one or the other. I have had that actually happen before. So now we're at 8,000, and it's telling us that Papa 111, we should be at 240 knots at 6,000 or above. So we're at 8, so hopefully we should then see it come down from 8 to 2 in the next 40 nautical miles. Sorry for the raspy throat. You should see an airport somewhere here, though it's going to be over that way. See if we can pick it out. Nothing yet. I do believe it's somewhere down here. See what shift 5 does for us, eh? Oh, it's still away. Oh, we've got a bit of a misty old sky. Oh, doesn't look promising, does it? Oh, that could be another little airport. Let's have a look. If we put on that. One over here. Okay, we're going to come down from that 8,000 soon. Might have to help it along a bit. Although we're still 20 nautical miles out. And we're going to, it looks like this top of descent thing keeps showing up now. I'm not quite used to that. The early Zibos never used to do that. Let's see what happens now. Where's that airport? It should be directly off this side. Might be behind the pillar here. No, I can't see him. Don't think it's directly under us, is it? I think we're getting our slow down now. There we go. So that was pretty close to the 20 nautical mile distance. Doing our turn now and down to 2,000 feet. So we've got at least 3 waypoints. Well, Costa might be doubling up. So we've got at least 16 nautical miles, say about 20 nautical miles to be down to 2,000 or below. We're going to start to be picking up localizers soon. 240 knots, good. Looks like I'm up for a bit of a tight turn, so I'll help things along, make it 30 degrees bank if it needs it. Bit of a tight turn there, 90-degree turn by the look of it. And we're coming down now. That'll be a height restriction, 2,000. Open this up a bit more. There's another decel point. Got a disagreement here in the altitude. Yeah, Malaysia. Didn't think about that. Actually, I don't think Air Malaysia does have any Boeings. I know Silk Air does, part of the Singapore group. In fact, Silk Air flies Boeing 800s out of Cairns here, and all the way over to Ceylon, or Sri Lanka, I mean. Now we're coming down. And they do need drag, I thought as much. We've got to pull it back down to 216.
1,000 to go.
2,500.
Okay, she'll really drop off now once we get to our decision height there. Now she's coming down. We're going to see we're on the base there, left base leg now. Quite a low approach actually, but yeah, now we're coming down nicely. Going to be our flap one in a minute. There's the 2,000. That's pretty good. Zibo's got this aircraft really operating. Okay, here we go. Flaps one could come. see what happens with Costa, eh? I'm pretty certain it's just going to bypass that. Or just ignore it, I hope. Seen some diamonds here, but they haven't. There we go. Our drag can go off, our speed brakes can go off, and we should be doing a turn. There's the holding pattern for the go around. 177, we can go down to a flap 5. So far, so good. 2,000 feet. Wants us to say 2,000 feet and above. I don't know. Look at this. This is good. Here we go. Nice sharp turn. The speed brake. Oh no, it lost it. There we go. Went into a holding pattern. Yeah, that doubled up on that. That wasn't good. Is it? Looks like it is going into a holding pattern. See that Black Knight? Went into a, looks like it's going into a holding pattern because of that. It doubled up with that waypoint. Unless it's going to do a full circle. No, it's following the holding pattern. Well, how about that? So we've got flap 10 at the moment. We're on 168. We can probably leave it there. I don't think it's going to drop down any further in speed. Well, it is flap 10 and flap 10 here. Although that usually means I should be one further. See if it goes into this right turn now. If not, we can just do a direct flight to Romja. No, there it goes. Look at that. That's a turn up for the books. Now, it should go to Romja, although a bit concerned whether it might maintain the holding pattern. Yeah, well, I can push it over to Romja if I have to. So it's going to head for Costa again. And just so it doesn't do that again, I'm going to take it out of there and put it here and execute it, and it should just ignore Costa and go straight for Romja. That's weird. So everything's okay so far now. And what did it drop for? Oh, it's going to go down to 1700, isn't it? That's right. Supposedly. Another 5 nautical miles to go though. That's got me intrigued. Let's go for another flap setting. And let's get our gear down, eh? Now we'll just see what's going to happen here with the ILS. It's going on a VNAV path, so I've got this disagreement here. 1900. We always take it over if it misbehaves. As long as we're dropping down to 1700 in the next 2.5. Because we've got a TD here. Now we're seeing some action here. I think we're getting like a V path. I don't want to overshoot. Where are you? Well, we're still 5 out. Now we're starting to drop down. I have a feeling I'm going to have to take this in manually. I don't know what it's doing there. It's not picking up the ILS. Yep, I think it's a hands-on job. Here we go. My aircraft. That was like a VNAV approach. Coming in too high.
Thousand feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
That's not too bad. As long as we get it down to, what was my VREF as a
Approaching 23.
Oh yeah, glide slope now, but I didn't get it before, did I?
500.
Get that speed up just a little bit. I'm going to bring it in at 30, flaps 30.
Flight slow. 300. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Continue.
100.
Bit off the center line.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, well, acceptable landing, but it could have been better.
knots.
That was okay. Don't know what happened there, but I didn't capture that. It was more like an RNAV approach. Okay, let's find out Flaps are going up. Where do I park this thing? Let's sit here for a second and see what's what. Oh, all the way down there. Okay. Let's get a few things out of the way here. Turn this fellow on, eh? Keep my eye on the ball here. Otherwise I'll run off that runway. Taxiway. Slow down, girl. I like that. Midway between a landing and a good arrival. Well, I got it down. I don't know why it did. I really got me stumped why it went into a holding pattern. And then I couldn't pick up the ILS. And then just looking at the primary flight, the PDF, it was showing as a glide path. Very odd. But as a pilot, you're supposed to take all these things into consideration. I think I'm going to go a bit further. This just looks like, yeah, just some ramps. Suppose I should put some taxi lights on it. Oh, Black Knight, I don't know whether you watched the start, the departure, but I think it was turbulence, but a bit of turbulence combined with that head shaker plug-in that I've got up here, SIM coders. I only just put that in. I thought, oh, I'll try and see how that operates. But you've got to be careful with what you let it do, and where we're going here, it's first. Oh, we'll take this one. Yeah, what I was going to say is it reminded me a bit of, what do you call it? Just had a loss of memory there. Not VR, the other one. I'm just going to stop there. I haven't got this really set up properly. It's a bit too high. Yeah, I can't see what I'm doing. I notice when I do an update with the Zibo that it tends to throw my views out for some reason. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any type of guidance here. Let's go inside and watch it. Looks like about right. Okay. So, let's just drop these engines first. Somehow I don't think that air bridge will come across. Come on, down you come. Fuel. Oh, I still had plenty left. Don't know what that was all about earlier, but okay, let's just get our flight directors off. And we can let them all jump up. I'll do the right thing for who takes his aircraft the next time. Pardon me. Okay, they can come off. Your damper can come off. Pitot heat can come off. We're on APU Gen now. I'll leave it the way it is. Not active camera. Oh gee, I've just had a mind blank on it. It'll be here in gee whiz. Where are we? Oh, I'm trying to think what the hell it was. It's on the tip of my tongue. What was it? Graphics. Track IR. Okay, that's it. That's what I meant to say. Track IR. I have used Track IR, and I don't know. It's might be okay for some people, but at the end of the day, I didn't get quite the satisfaction out of it that I wanted. I know VR is a different story altogether, but that little episode I had when I departed, and this head, what do we call it again? Simcoe's head shake setting came around with this enable the level head effect. I had that on, and I think that's what made the whole thing look a bit strange, and that reminded me of Track IR. So I think I've got these settings right now. I've got enable head shake. I'm not going to worry about G-force effects, touchdown effect. I think that work we'll probably see when I do the replay. And yeah, and I've tried it once. I had this plug-in once upon a time, and I took it off, I don't know, for some reason. And I know I had this enable the taxi look ahead thing, but this enable the look ahead effects not quite like that or that one. So I think that this business combined with looked like I had some turbulence. If you watch the start, yeah, it really sort of threw me for a while. Anyway, let's have a quick look and see how that worked out, eh? Hopefully we don't get a sim crash here. This is notorious for it. Okay, here we go. Well, well, yes, it was acceptable. Have a look from here. That was all right. I've done a lot worse than that. A little bit of wing shake there, but I think the passengers wouldn't have minded that one too much. Oh, one of these horrible towers where you can't see a damn thing. Can I move to the right? No, I can't. I just do this, don't I? Here we go. It came in at a fair rate of knots there, actually. Oh, no, indicated airspeed was 134. It wasn't too bad. I'm just going to wing view on this, see what it looks like. Oh, a bit of a thump. From the other side. Bit of a thump. Bump. Our spoilers, that reverse is going out. Very good. Yeah, the air bridge didn't come across. Alright, like I said, I think what I'm going to do after this, I'm just going to run that departure again just to see exactly what was happening there. But in the meantime, that's it. Thanks for watching. Geo, George's FS videos, and Black Knight. And that finishes me for this particular flight, and I'll see you all next time. See ya.